Again, you are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. This is the last segment. Please pass the show for me. Word of mouth is what's going to make this thing grow, so please pass it for me. This is the Thinking Man Show. If one were to ask you in these streets what the show is about, tell them it is the Thinking Man Show. Not man, not woman, but human. Absolutely. This is the no reach zone for sure. Tell them that as well. And definitely tell them check it out. Check out the first 15, 20 minutes the music drops. Check out the last 10, 15 music. Close out the show. I'll give you an idea about the show. And then all that stuff in between is nothing but sports facts. So definitely pass the show for me. All right. Contact information. Email address, mailbagmarcus@gmail.com. Marcus is spelled Marcus. Telephone number to the show is 404-806-1416. Again, 404-806-1416. Twitter handle, that's the only place I'm on, only social media I'm on right now. Twitter, @SplashBrother. All one word, capital S on Splash, capital B on Brother. One day, when we get some downtime, there's not a lot going on, I will tell why I'm only on one social media. I've recommended books for you guys to read. Definitely read Throwing Rocks at the Google Bus by Douglas Rushkoff. Explain a little bit more about why I'm only on one social media. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, some NBA stuff. Just got some random stuff regarding the NBA. Again, we are going to put teams under the scope. One of the teams I definitely want to put under the scope is the Indiana Pacers. Another team I'm going to put under the scope is the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's go ahead and put them under the scope. Now everybody's about 10 games in. They're starting to adjust to playing with each other. So I want to see how these teams are faring. Yeah, we'll put teams under the scope. Definitely going to put Indiana. Not sure about Portland. May do OKC. We'll figure it out. But I do. Just 10 random things in the NBA, 10 games in. Just 10 random things. Not going to explain them. I may give you a little explanation, but hopefully you can catch these things. 10 random NBA thoughts. 1, my birthday is in May. For those of you that don't know, my birthday is in May. That's when I want you to wake me and talk to me about the Clippers. All right? Birthday is in May. Wake me then and we can talk about the Clippers. Brandon Jennings, he is the soldier boy of the NBA. Yes, Brandon Jennings is the soldier boy of the NBA. And I'll explain this one. In the history this week, NBA history, Brandon Jennings, his rookie year, 2009, he scored 55 points. That just happened. I think it was like November something earlier in the week. So it was like the 7-year anniversary. And I was reading an article on that. And yeah, he was a one-hit wonder. His first hit out the gate, that 55-point game, and it's been all downhill since. Brandon Jennings, soldier boy. All right, I'm not explaining any more of these. Jeff Teague, he is the Jay Cutler of the NBA. Yes. Hawks fans, I do not miss Jeff Teague's bad body language around here. I really don't. I really don't. 4, these astronomical triple-doubles. I brought it up to you. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, they're going to have, I think Russ had a triple-double the other night, 41, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, 50 and 10, and all. All right, what do you think? Your thoughts, please, on these astronomical triple-doubles. I'm asking. Just for the record, though, I did not pick OKC or Houston to make the playoffs this year. It's early. But OKC has regressed back to the pack. They're right around 500. And yeah, these one-man bands, they don't work. They do not work. They're definitely not going to be built for the playoffs. They'll definitely be exposed during the playoffs. But I'm sticking with it. Give me the Utah Jazz and give me the Timberwolves. I know Timberwolves don't look ready and all that good stuff. They're probably not, but give me them. And Lakers fans, one last thing. Let me slide in the Laker note here. Lakers fans, it's okay to get excited. Absolutely. I was totally wrong about this team. And the Laker fans, let me caution everybody, keep hope alive. But let me say this. I was wrong. The Lakers aren't that good. Don't get it twisted. Not that good. Got doors blown by 20 against Minnesota. Not that good. But neither is the rest of the NBA, fam. So that puts you right in the middle of the pack. Don't think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. Don't get out of hand. But 30 games, winning 30 games this year, that's not a stretch. That's not a stretch at all. Winning 30 games, losing less than 50. I'm going to take it even further. Winning around 33, 35 games, losing less than 50 is not a stretch with this basketball team. There's not teams. There has been a shift in the game of basketball that I am noticing. And yeah, absolutely. The Lakers can compete with just about anybody. Lakers are no longer the slowest team in the NBA. Let's talk about the Lakers real quick. No, Lakers are no longer the slowest team in the NBA. You no longer have Roy Hibbert and Kobe Bryant out there. And hey, when you were the slowest team in the NBA, you got no easy baskets. That was the frustrating thing about watching them last year. Everything was playoff basketball where you had to walk it up and try to out-execute teams in the half court. You never got out and got easy layups, dunks, all of that. Now, all of that has resurfaced with the Lakers. Yes, young and athletic and can get out and run. All right, sorry about that. That was 4, the astronomical triple-double, slid in the Laker thing. Number 5, Toronto gets no respect. And I want to apologize to them as well. They are the Rodney Dangerfields of the league. They get no respect. DeMar DeRozan, I think he's still leading the NBA in trouble. We got to come up, or leading the NBA in scoring trouble. He's leading the NBA in scoring, and we have to come up with a name for DeMar because his mid-range game is some lethal. Everybody's shooting behind the line, running back behind the three-point line, big men running behind the three-point line, and this dude has mastered the mid-range game. Oh, it's beautiful to watch. That was 5. Number 6, ball handling in the NBA is better tenfold. Yes, first 10 games in, a lot of guys can put the ball on the ground. Big men have worked on their handles, and I love it. I am a fundamentals first person, so dribbling is a fundamental. And the fact that these big guys now can put it on the ground, and everybody wants to be on Smitty's top 5 under the rim, one of the best segments on TV. Yeah, everybody wants to be on there, and yeah. I like the fact that, hey, the big men are saying, if you're not going to give me the ball, coach, you want to have a guy that's going to dribble the air out the basketball, coach, and shoot threes. Well, maybe I'll start dribbling air out the basketball and shooting threes too. So, hey, I like it. All right, that was 6. 7, they still don't call traveling in the NBA. Yep, that hasn't changed. They still do not call traveling in the NBA. Absolutely. 8, remember this. I may have mentioned this before. It's just a random. Before there was Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the number 1 pick with Philly. He's yet to play. Looks like he'll be back. He's a foot injury. Looks like he'll be back in January sometime. Before we see Ben Simmons, and you get to see everything that Ben Simmons is going to be, before him, there was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Remember that. Remember that in Milwaukee. Before Ben Simmons, there was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes. 9, that was 8. 9, Kemba Walker should be an all-star this year. Again, another guy who's always overlooked. Charlotte, they compete. He is just as good, if not better. I think he is better than Isaiah Thomas. But again, Charlotte gets overlooked. I believe that small market, them losing a lot. Charlotte's competitive, man. They were in the playoffs last year. They look like they're going to be a playoff team this year. And yeah, man, they're led by should be an all-star point guard, Kemba Walker. I don't know what else Kemba needs to do, but point guard, the guard position is always tough in all of these conferences. But yeah, he should be an all-star. And 10, last one, and then I'll get off the NBA. Last one, I see at least 10 Shaq and the Fools a night in the NBA. Yes, I see at least 10 horrible plays. Like, what were you thinking? Like, absolutely bloopers. At least 10 a night. You can run a Shaq'd in top 10 every night. Some of the stuff that goes on. I'm going to charge it to early season rust, not being familiar with your teammates and different things like that, because this stuff is just straight up funny. All right, I'll leave that alone. Again, NBA, we will talk more in depth, more serious stuff. Nicknames. Again, we got all our nicknames out there. Check out last week's episode to catch all the nicknames. Steph is the golden child. Lotto, LeBron James, that's Lotto, the champ, undisputed for sure. Damian Lillard's the mad rapper. Kawhi's Cornrow Clinty. Clay is Ether. Yeah, we got a bunch of names. Check out last week's episode. I'm trying to come up with a name for my Wolves. Yes, Vince Wright. Shouts out to you, Sports Gov. I am on the Minnesota Timberwolves bandwagon this year. And yeah, the Wolves are the get down brothers. That's what I think they're going to be. They are absolutely the get down brothers. They got a young team. Coach Thibodeau is dealing with a college team. I was watching Minnesota, and like I said, I'll leave the NBA alone and get off this. I was watching Minnesota play the other night because, again, I got them going to the playoffs, so I watched them a little bit more. And I'm looking in, he's got Karl Anthony Towns should still be in college. Andrew Wiggins probably should still be in college, if not, just graduated, whatever. Zach LaVine should still be in college. Yeah, man. Yeah, and those are your core. Those are the players that you're relying on to carry your team and the veterans on that team, all the guys older than them, to the playoffs. Chris Dunn, I don't know if he left earlier or not, probably should still be in college. Yeah. Yeah, I know they are wearing on Coach Tibbs because he does. He has a glorified college team. All right, off the NBA, let me get to this chaos thing, and then we'll get you out of here. And then the Muhammad Ali OG quote of the week. Chaos. Brought that up earlier in the show, and again, when it pertains to college football, and that is the word du jour, chaos. Again, we are close to chaos levels, and all the things we need to happen to bring chaos into college football, where you don't know left from right, and who's in, who's out. And again, you'll hear the word chaos. If you're paying attention, you'll hear it a lot. Chaos, 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 chaos. And it got me to thinking, I started fast forwarding it and just spinning it around to everything going on regarding the world and chaos and all this stuff. And it made me think of one thing, again, the word chaos, and it made me think of Colin Cowherd. And shouts out to Colin Cowherd, Uncle Colin Cowherd, if you're familiar with the sports talk radio genre, whatever you want to call it. If you're familiar with that field, you know who Colin Cowherd is. Used to be over at ESPN. Now he's over at Fox out west. Does a show, OG in the radio game. Shouts out to Uncle Colin. And one of the things Colin always says, used to say, probably still says it, he says, hey, man, in the business I'm in business, sports talk radio used to drop gems when when he was on the radio, ESPN, still drops gems. But he said, hey, in the business I'm in, I root for chaos. He was like, most people come in, you're a fan of a team, you root for your home team, you root for your team, whatever. I root for chaos. I don't have a team like that. Because when you get chaos, hey, phone lines, people are calling in, everything's going on. Hey, it brings ratings. Stuff is bad, coach is fired, bad chemistry on the team, all these different things. I root for chaos. And again, ratings go up. And that makes sense. Totally get it. Nothing wrong with that. Rooting for chaos. Makes good radio. Absolutely. You're in the business to make good radio. And that does. There's a lot of stuff going on. This guy needs to be fired, whatever. But again, I spun it forward to what just took place with the election. And as Dave Chappelle put it, here in America, we have elected, what did Dave say? We have elected the world's biggest internet troll to be our next president. And it just got me to thinking, and just how the whole thing played out. See if I can follow me with this one. If you follow the election process, even vaguely, over the last couple of years, not just this year, but if you followed it over this last election cycle, you would have saw, and you're aware of this, on both the left and the right, there weren't candidates that were inspiring the parties. Neither side was enthused. It was on the left. It was 2 years ago. it was already, hey, Hillary's going to be the Democratic nominee. And on the left, I'm looking at it like, all right, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why, it's like the coach in waiting. Like, what makes her the most qualified